what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Forgiven AF Podcast. Remember, we use this as marketing material for our nonprofit, Second Chance Mentors, where we work with the young men that have been kicked out of school. I know y'all watch this. You hear me say it all the time, but I really that's just something I got to put out there to make sure we know that that's the basis of what we're doing. It all comes behind, trying to better these young men and, just bettering men in general, trying to find a way to make sure that we're keep pushing and trying to move forward and using our gifts and talents that God gave us to do something productive with. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the basis of my mission. This is so funny. So my man, Will Clewis, now I've been following him no weird stuff, but I've been a fanboy of Will's for a long time because I know some people that have known him and he's been in the gym space longer than I have. He owned a gym. He'll tell the story. He owned a gym and sold it. And but let me tell y'all something funny real quick. Sometimes, even a player messes up, right? So we did this. We shot this about 2 or 3 weeks ago. We shot this episode that we're about to shoot. And Will wanted to hit microphone a particular way, right? So he put his microphone right, and I didn't think to check it. I'm like, oh, we cool. And I didn't even look over here to see that his microphone. Man, we recorded a whole hour podcast that was fire, and none of his stuff recorded because my fault, man. And I should have known better, man. And then I had to apologize. I had to be like, bro. And I didn't really tell him all the way. I was like, hey, man, I don't know if it recorded for sure, man. We might have to run this back. But anyways, thank you for being willing to do this again, man.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. My pleasure. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for being here. I'm excited for, this podcast. It's on all the regular, podcasts. It's on iTunes, Spotify, all the regular stuff, right? YouTube. Yeah. But it also goes into the prisons, and 1.1 million inmates have access to this.
Wow. So
that's something, and that's kind of on the newer side of it. It's a lot of people, right? And it's cool. Now when I look at the analytics, so I used to look at the analytics on the iTunes and be like, oh man, that's all right. I see a couple hundred, Yeah. But now I can pull up the analytics in prison, it's like 5,000 something. I'm like, I'm blown away about how God set that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a huge blessing.
Man, I love it.
Yeah, it's really cool. So can you kind of tell our listeners, for the second time, although it's the first time they get to hear it, who is Will Clewis, where you from, kind of your backstory?
Yeah, for sure. I'm Will Clewis. I am from Funky Town, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, for those of you that don't know what Funky Town is. And I am what I call the architect of transformation.
I like that.
And the reason why I say that, man, is because I am not the type of person that you can really box into a specific title.
It's so, how hard it was to try to put together the intro for who you are?
Yeah.
That totally makes sense.
Yeah. So, yeah, I feel like if I were to say I'm a coach or, I'm a mentor, that boxes me into whoever's understanding of that thing is.
Yeah.
And the gift that God has placed within me is way more vast than any title or label can really convey.
That's so good.
So I just call myself the architect of transformation, meaning that whatever you desire to achieve in your life, where you want to go, I have the wisdom and understanding of how to get you there.
That's good.
So I use that in business. I use it in a multitude of different ways, man. And this is just kind of like a concept that I've grown into as I've grown spiritually and as a man.
Yeah.
So, that's a little bit about me and who I am, where I'm from.
No, but I want to tell us your story. Now that I know your story, and now that I know your story, it's like even more impressive. I'm excited to hear it from this way. Can you tell us, what was your growing up like? What was it like growing up for you?
Oh man, growing up for me was tough, dude. So I grew up in a 2-parent household. And when I was probably about 7 or 8, my parents divorced, and nobody explained that to me. So going from a 2-parent household to a 1-parent household without an explanation of what's going on, hey, this is what's happening, it really did a lot of damage to me. So I went from a boy that was creative, intelligent, making great grades in school, would speak up, a leader in the classroom. I went from that to a boy that was angry, to a boy that hid, a completely different version of myself. And I carried that anger and frustration everywhere that I went. And that stayed with me through my teenage years and even into adulthood because I never really dealt with those things. And it's crazy how life works, bro. not long after my parents split up, I'm living with my dad at the time, and he's the breadwinner of the house. Obviously, I'm too young to work or do anything.
Yeah.
And my dad got into a car accident at work, and they fired him. He lost his job. And at that time, he was a trash truck driver. So because he had no work and he couldn't work, his knees was messed up. Like, he couldn't do anything. So what he decided to do for us to survive was take me and my brother around the city and dumpster dive. So we would jump in trash cans to see if we could find things to sell, to make money, to survive, like to keep the lights on, to eat a sandwich for a day.
Did he know from his past career as being a trash man that's how he knew that there was valuable stuff in there?
Yeah, absolutely. He used to always bring things home for us, like TVs and VCRs. A lot of people are too young to even know what a VCR is, right? But things like that, video game systems, bikes that people would just throw away because it wasn't valuable to them anymore.
Yeah.
But to me, it was extremely valuable because my parents couldn't afford to buy me anything. Like, for me, Christmas was really, I really barely got anything for Christmas.
Yeah.
Right. So, yes, he knew that going to look through trash cans was a way for us to find things that we could sell and make some money. So, excuse me, that was very difficult because it caused me shame. And here's how shame works, man. While I was in those trash cans as a kid, I felt like all my friends at school were standing outside of it laughing at me. Like, look at Will, he's dirty. You know how we like to roast each other and make fun of each other. So even when I got out of the trash can and I'm at school, I still feel like everybody knows what's going on at home.
Even though they didn't have any idea.
They had no idea. But I created a story in my mind that they did, which made me want to hide even more.
So it played on your self-esteem and made you feel like less than, and
destroyed it. Destroyed my self-esteem. So what I did was I just kept everybody away from me and just really kind of stayed to myself.
Is it because you were worried about them finding out?
Yeah.
Like you figured you had to like keep people from finding out what you were going through?
100%. I was embarrassed.
That's such a hard way for a kid to start like learning how to carry himself, because in life, you can't just do life by yourself like that, you know?
Yeah, man. So it was extremely rough. And again, I don't blame my parents for the things that happened because I believe that they did the best that they could. Right? My dad grew up without a father. His father was murdered when he was young. Somewhere between 5 and 7, he lost his father. So he grew up without a male role model in his life.
Yeah.
My mom was adopted at birth. She never met her biological parents. We just now found out who they were, or her mom's side. She still don't know who her father is, like within maybe like the past 3 years. So both of my parents have traumatic upbringings and they just doing the best that they can.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, some of those things passed on to me and I had to deal with it. But here's how God works, man. Like, he always chooses somebody to rise up and be the one that changes the generation.
That's so good.
And in my family, I was that person because I had the awareness to see, okay, something is not right here. Something is not right. I shouldn't feel this way. I shouldn't be experiencing these things. So, I just started doing the work on myself. And even when I was young, dude, I remember when I'm in college and I became a father as soon as I graduated high school. Had my beautiful baby girl. Shout out to Peyton. I love you, baby. I had the mindset that I will not allow my kids to experience the same trauma that I did.
I was gonna ask that. Did you know right away you were like, I'm gonna do this different than my family did?
100%. 100%. I refuse.
So how were you able to, and I think this is going to be a good question that can really like bless a lot of people. How were you able to not fall into the victim mindset of woe is me, my life was hard, this is just how it is? How were you able to think to myself, no, I'm going to make the change. I'm going to be the one that's different?
Yeah, good question. So I did fall into the victim mindset. And I think that it is a automatic behavior when you don't know.
Oh, that's good.
Automatically you think, why do I have to go through this? Why me? Why didn't they love me?
So that's the default.
That's the default.
Okay.
Right? Because you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So yes, I went into victim mindset, and fortunately I played football so I could take out my anger legally.
Yeah.
All right. It was in a controlled environment where I wouldn't get in trouble for tearing somebody up. And that's what I did. I didn't get into much trouble outside. Like I didn't join gangs or nothing like that was never my thing. And to go back to what you're saying, the thing that really drove me was I have to create a better life for my family. Like I'm gonna use football as a vehicle to get us out the hood, to put money in our pockets, to start businesses. Like I got to be the one to do this.
Yeah.
I was the first person in my family to go to college and graduate. That would have never happened if I didn't go through all that trauma as a kid.
That's so good.
That was my drive to create a better life for the family. So yes, I went into victimhood automatically. And then I started to see the consequences of that, bro.
That's so good.
And the consequences of it was me lashing out on people that wanted to love me and try to help me, but I couldn't receive it because I didn't know how.
And you were still trying to keep people away. You had started that at a young age.
Yes, 100%. Like I met my wife in college, 20 years old. And this woman literally changed my life. She's trying to love me and show me compassion and empathy, but I just couldn't understand that. So I caused issues with her in the beginning based on trauma response,
right? Just to kind of keep her away. Like,
yeah. It's like anybody get too close. Nope. I can't do it because you're going to hurt me like everybody else that's gotten close to me has hurt me.
Man.
So, yeah, like just going through that, bro. And then having the wisdom and understanding that it has to be a better way than this. It has to be a better way. And I started going to work on myself, started seeking God. I started asking questions about the things that I was thinking and feeling. And that took me on a journey to the man you see sitting right here today.
That's good. Let me ask you a question real quick. When did your parents raise you in faith? Like when did you know about God at a young age? Like,
Oh yeah, man. I went to church from Sunday to Sunday. So yeah, man, I was raised in a church. My father is a bishop. My mom is, she's heavy in the church. My brother is a pastor. My sister is a pastor. So like, yeah.
So you always knew the Lord. That's good.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, always did. Yeah.
That makes sense. So, okay. So once you graduate college, what'd you end up doing? What was the first step after college?
So after college, I was supposed to get drafted, and making it to the NFL is tough, right? Coming from a small school, it's almost impossible to make it to the NFL. But I was so driven and so focused that like that had became a reality for me. I'm a real NFL draft prospect in 2008. Like scouts are coming, all that stuff to school, interview me. I'm in all-star games. I'm flying all around, but I don't get drafted. And nobody tells me why. So I spent my whole life working towards this goal, and it's just gone overnight.
That'd be hard.
Oh man, it was devastating. My whole identity was a football player. My whole identity was being surrounded by teammates and coaches, and that environment. And in the snap of a finger, a blink of an eye, it was all gone.
Do you think that you were like, you put so much, all your eggs in one basket, like to the point where you were like, once that didn't happen, you were just like, man, what's next?
Yes.
What am I supposed to do now?
I had no plan B.
Yeah.
It was only plan A. And that's why I was able to even make it to that point. It's because like not doing it was not an option.
Yeah.
So some things in life are outside of your control. I can only control the inputs that I can.
Yeah.
And, you know, unfortunately, making it to that level was something that they had control over. So I did everything that I could. And after that didn't work, I went into a teaching career. I started teaching and coaching football, as a 7th grade history teacher. But dude, I'm in the deepest dark depression of my life at this time. Like, oh my gosh, it was so bad. So I'm smoking weed, going to school high sometimes, and like just trying to cope with the fact that my life looks completely different than the vision that I had for it. Right? So I'm selling my wife a dream. It's like, hey man, I'm gonna make it to the NFL, make this money, we're gonna have this great life. And now I'm a teacher struggling to pay bills, taking out payday loans. Like we can't travel. We living in the hood. I can't go to the gas station without thinking somebody gonna rob me or shoot me or begging for some money or something like that. Yeah. So like my life looked completely different than what I expected.
It's almost like it put you back to being Little Will again in the dumpster.
Yep.
In a way, you know what I mean? Like yes, not to that extreme, but in a way.
Oh man, you're 100% right. And I'll connect the dot for you. So the dominant feeling I felt as Little Will was shame. I'm digging through trash cans. I'm going to hide so they don't see that. Big Will, I was supposed to make it to the NFL. Everybody knows this, but I didn't. What happened, Will? I can't answer it. What feeling do I feel? Shame.
Yeah.
So I hide. I don't go out. I'm staying at home. I don't want you to see me. So I have to answer the question that I can't answer. So yeah, it brought me right back to that same feeling. And there's a reason why all of that happens, which is something that I learned as I have grown closer to God and I've journeyed into this just understanding of life.
Yeah.
It happens for a reason. Yeah.
So okay, so damn, and that's tough. That's a hard road to have gone through, or a hard route to have taken place, and to be able to find your way back out of it. So you knew while you were teaching, you were like, all right, this ain't what it is. Like this ain't gonna be it. What was the next move, and how did you make that transition out of it?
Yeah. So going back to what I said in the beginning, I am the type of person that cannot be boxed in by anything. Can't be boxed in. Like, I have to be free to create and do my thing. And in that classroom, I didn't have that freedom. I had to follow their rules. I could only make as much money as they choose to pay me, et cetera. So it started to affect my health. I had gained like 50 pounds. I'm having panic attacks at the school in front of everybody, in and out of the emergency room. And it was bad for about a year. And one day I was sitting in my classroom and I gave my students a worksheet and I'm like, y'all leave me alone. And I'm sitting in the chair in my classroom with tears running down my face. And I'm like, God, why am I here? What's my purpose, man? You told me that you had something great for me. But what I'm currently experiencing right now is not it. What do you want me to do with my life? And the word says, ask and you shall what?
Receive.
You shall receive. And God gave me this vision of a gym. And in that vision, people were running around dancing. They were excited. The music was loud. Their life was being completely transformed. And I had never been a personal trainer before, or even had a thought that I wanted to open a gym.
Yeah.
So I knew that vision didn't come from me. And it was at that moment, my vision for AMP, the business that I started, was born. So I wrote it down, man, and I immediately went to work on that. And that's how it happened.
That's cool. Because when I first got out of prison, and I think you know, I mean, we've talked about, I know you know him, but I met Freddie Flawless.
Yeah.
Freddie Jenkins, and he gave me a job training for him. And he used to be like, hey, man, here, follow this dude's page. And he's the one that put me on to you.
Okay.
And he was like, man, follow his page and just watch the different stuff he's got. Because he's trying to have me come up with creative ideas. You know what I mean? With his gym and stuff. So he was basically like, hey, copy this dude's a lot of the stuff he got going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it was the same type of like small group fitness, right?
Yeah.
Y'all was doing group fitness, just like, and y'all had the purple and lime green. Am I right? Isn't that the colors?
Purple and black.
Purple and black,
Yeah.
right? Or the floor was green, like the turf.
Yeah,
I remember seeing the colors just hit me for some reason.
The floor is green.
Yeah, so those colors hit me. Like, I just remember that. So I've been watching what you were doing, and now it's cool. So tell me about the gym stuff, because running a gym business is not easy. Like, I know, y'all know, we sitting in my gym right now. This is Second Chance Fitness we have here. The same concept like he used to have at his gym.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, running a gym is hard.
Yeah, it's very hard. People just kind of have the idea that if you can help people get in shape and lose weight, and you know about working out and dieting, just tell people you're a trainer and they'll come.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't work that way. So you have to be very good at marketing, you have to be very good at sales, and you have to be very consistent at both of those.
So true.
Because attrition is always happening. You're always losing clients.
Yeah.
And if you don't bring in more than what you lost, eventually that's going to catch up to you.
So true. That's the key right there.
Yeah. So after I got the vision of the gym, man, like, I don't know nothing about business. You know what I mean? I hustled when I was a kid selling CDs and candy and cutting lawns, but I ain't never have no, formal business knowledge or anything like that. So, bro, like, for me, I'm just the type of guy where if there's something that I want to learn, I'm going to study until I master it. I get obsessed about it.
Yeah.
So I started studying marketing and sales. Like, I'm at church working as an usher or not an usher, but security at the church.
Yeah.
I got my laptop. They like, Will, all you do is stay on the laptop. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to build a business, man. Watch what I do. And I would tell them that. But so, man, I just started studying and applying what I learned. And I launched the business outside at the park because I ain't had no money to open, an actual physical location or money to buy equipment.
Yeah.
So I started outside at the park, and I used the school's equipment to actually
The school you were at?
Yeah,
That's funny.
I got in trouble for that too. It's like, hey man, you can't do that. You can't use our stuff and make money off of it. And how I got my first clients, this is funny too. I had sent out an email to like every teacher in Arlington
That's
ISD,
funny.
right?
So the whole school district?
Like the whole school district, everybody, right?
Did you get in trouble for that
Man, heck yeah.
too? Hey, that's marketing though.
Yeah.
That's pretty smart.
It is. So dude, it worked. Like my first workout,
That's
I
funny.
had maybe like 50 or 60 people out there from that email that I sent, right?
That's awesome.
And I didn't know sales at that time. So even though I did my first workout was free,
Yeah.
had a whole bunch of people out there, but nobody signed up after. I pitched them, I think, like a $97 a month deal, and like
Yeah.
nobody bought it. All I had out there was my mom, my sister, my wife, and I had a lady from my church. But I saw the vision that God gave me.
Yeah.
And this is what I want y'all to understand listening to this message. If God gave you the vision, that you have to understand He's going to give you everything you need
So
to
good.
bring it to life.
Yeah.
There's a process to that. And the process, majority of the time, is going to look and feel like it ain't coming to
It
life.
could be painful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to look like, man, I'm doing this for nothing. It's not working.
Yeah.
So I'm outside in all types of weather, cold, rainy, like we out there doing what we do. Because I saw the bigger picture. I'm like, this is going to work. I'm going to just stay with it and keep building. And man, it took off. It took off like crazy. So after like a year of doing it outside, maybe a little bit more than a year, I was able to actually get my first warehouse building.
Yeah.
And man, that's when things really got crazy. The word started spreading about around town about what I was doing, like the results that I was getting. And pretty soon after that, I was able to quit my job and go into it full time.
It's so funny that you say that. I just want to share this real quick. So, and I didn't know that about the outside thing.
Yeah.
So when I met my wife, I was training at Freddie's gym, and I meet Christy, and she says, "Let's open our own gym." And I laugh. I said, "Girl, I have a 490 credit score and $17. I can't open a gym." I thought I was going to lose her right then. I thought she was going to leave me.
Yeah.
But we continued to further our relationship. Down the road, she goes, "No, Sean, let's open our own gym. And like, I really think we should do it." And I said, "Girl, I don't have no resources." And she goes, "It's okay. I have the money."
Okay.
So I didn't know that, right?
Yeah.
So this building right here that we're sitting today. So we find a contractor, we rent the space. I did it totally wrong. If I would have known, I would have found a place that already had a bathroom and was just wide open, and I would have put my equipment in there.
Yeah.
This was not built out. It cost us way too much money.
Wow.
But for the 3 months they were doing the build out, I went to Catherine Rose Park, got on social media, and I was blasting before I cared about what too many people thought about me. Right now, I wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
But back then, I was like, whatever, right? So I'm on social media, free workouts at the park, And the same thing as you, I had people showing up.
Yeah.
I'm blasting it all over social media, putting money behind these little posts, and people were showing up out there.
Yeah.
And by the grace of God, before this place even opened, we had enough members to pay the rent here at the gym before it even opened. And we was out there working out with fire ants and all sorts of,
Yeah.
and people was writing me these mean emails. I ain't gonna put the name out there. There's another gym on over there on Mansfield Highway. I don't know if you know the dude. I don't know. I'm not even sure his name. I don't even know his name.
I know what you're talking about.
He wrote me this email saying, "Bro, I've been in this park for 2 years. You can't just show up in this park." And I was like, "Bro, I'm not even charging for this. Like, this is free. This is a public park. Yes, I can."
Yeah.
And I kept doing it. Like, no disrespect to, I wasn't trying to at all. It wasn't about impeding on his thing or like,
Yeah.
I just had no other option.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so luckily this place opened and I was able to get out of his way. But man, that's funny because we had to start outside in the park too.
Yeah, man. It's a humbling experience, and it also makes you hungry.
It does. And
You know what I mean?
yeah, and that makes you, once you get inside, it makes you not take it as much for granted
Yeah.
because you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You've been through the
100%.
struggle. Working out outside is rough.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Like you said, fire ants and everything else. Like you subject to the weather.
It's bad, yeah.
It's real bad.
So now you got that location and it's starting to blow up, it's starting to grow.
Yeah.
You're learning about all the stuff, you're learning your sales, you're learning the marketing. Now it all makes more sense too about how you coach all the business stuff now because you had to put in, you didn't just go to learn it like a kid that goes to college. Oh, I'm gonna go learn this stuff. You had to learn it.
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah. So what happens now? What do you take it to the next level and then
Yeah. So by this time, man, I had so many members in my first location that I had to upgrade. Like you had to walk over people. It was like fire hazard, everything. It was crazy. So I upgraded to a bigger spot, and then man, we just really took over like Fort Worth for several years. Man, like I couldn't go to the grocery store anywhere without seeing people that worked out in my gym. It was insane. So during that time, man, like God had been stirring up in my spirit that he had something more for me to do. So it started off like great, like, all right, man, I'm doing this. I'm making an impact. Like everything that I saw in that vision is actually real for me.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then I'm like, all right, God is like, here's the next step. I want you to go and speak. I'm like, speak about what? Because in my gym, like I would always do that. So for me, I'm very big on identity, right? Because I feel that almost every problem we experience in life comes down to one single thing. We forget who God says we are. All right. So there's a scripture that says, you are the salt of the earth. But what good is salt if it's lost its saltiness?
Yeah.
It has no use other than to be thrown on the ground and to be trampled on by men. Yeah. So you are the salt of the earth. Now, salt back then was like currency. They paid people with salt, right? So it would be the equivalent of the dollar today, the yen, crypto, all right? So Jesus is saying that we are valuable. Salt also was used to preserve food, right? They didn't have refrigerators and deep freezers and those things, right? Yeah. So there's something inside of you and me and the people that are listening to this podcast right now that can preserve the good that's still in the world. That's good. Like it doesn't matter what your past mistakes are. It doesn't matter what's happened. There's something inside of you that can preserve the good that's still in the world.
That's so good.
All right. There's something inside of you that can heal. Salt is also heal, but it also says if we lose our saltiness, meaning if we lose our identity,
we're worthless.
We're worthless. And that's why life beats so many people down, is because they go through things and they start identifying who they are by the thing that they went through.
Yeah, that's good.
So in other words, I'm digging through trash cans as a kid. Well, I must be worthless. I must be trash. I must be useless. I must not matter. And these are actual feelings and thoughts that I believed about myself. And when I did, my life was terrible. But when I began to see myself the way that God sees me, the way that Jesus sees me.
You're preaching, bro.
It changed my life, bro. It changed how I showed up. It changed how I communicated. So I can go in any room, whether I'm kicking it in the hood, because I still got homies in the hood that I kick it with.
Yeah.
Or if I'm going in corporate America, speaking to, 8-figure sales teams, I go in as me.
How can you, and I don't want to interrupt you because you on one, but if someone's listening to it and they're like, man, how do I find out what God says about me?
Yeah, great question. So go into the word because it says it there.
I think that's the best place to figure out what God says about you.
That is the best place, right? Open that Bible and read the word, right? So in Genesis, it says that God says, let us make man in our own image. So right off the bat, he's telling you, hey, you are made in my image. All right. Now, he also tells us, like, I put a gift inside of you and I want you to be fruitful and multiply, like be productive with that gift. Go out into the world and create solutions for problems. Yeah. He also says that you are a light in the world. So what is the purpose of a light?
Yeah, to cast out darkness.
To cast out darkness is to shine.
Yeah.
So we all have a story, a message, a testimony that we're supposed to share.
Oh man, that's so good. If we could take the things that, like the shame, and like that's why you're so willing to talk about your past, is you've gotten rid of the shame and now you can use it as your testimony. We overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the sharing of our testimony. So you being willing to talk about all the things you went through, the things that embarrassed you, the things that made you feel shameful, and how you've overcame them can give the next person hope who's going through something like that too.
Yeah, 100%. And that's how the gospel spreads, right? Yeah. Because not everybody goes to church. Not everybody turns on and Facebook on Sunday to see if somebody's doing a live sermon. Yeah. So the only example of Christ that somebody might see is you and I.
Good. That's so good. Man, that's so good. See, now we're getting all carried away. I didn't even forget about the whole point of the whole point of the podcast. Bro, I love doing this with you. I feel like this is the first time we've done it again. All right, so check this out. One of the things that I heard you do a post about and I thought was really deep was, and this is kind of what we're talking about right now, the testimony, right? Yeah. So it just kind of segues right into it. Yeah. Is the 5 benefits of sharing your testimony.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I know this was a long time ago that you shot that, and it was a long time ago that we did it. But do you mind running through those real quick, just to kind of like, so people who, especially people who are locked up, but really it's good for anybody. If you could think about, because a lot of people don't want to share their testimony. They're embarrassed behind it. They don't realize the benefit. They think it's just embarrassing. Yeah. So can we kind of like, if we could hit on those 5 things, the 5 benefits of sharing your testimony, could we do that real quick?
Yeah. Yeah. So the first benefit is it frees you from shame.
Good.
So the reason why I believe so many people feel shame about the things that they've been through is because they feel like they're the only one that has been through it.
That's good.
Right?
Yeah. You don't understand you don't understand what I've been through.
Yeah. Yeah. And the reason why they feel that way is because they haven't, like, people just don't share. So when you share what you've been through, you no longer have, you don't hide it anymore. It can't hold you captive. You break the chains, the shackles that the enemy wants to keep you in.
So good.
Right?
Yep.
So everything that I've been through has been a vehicle to turn me into the person that God has called me to be. I wouldn't be Will without digging through the trash cans. Yeah. I wouldn't be this version of Will without having to grow up in a broken home. I wouldn't be the father that I am today to my kids without that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be Sean. I wouldn't be the person that I am today if I hadn't spent the time in prison.
There you go.
Like, it changed me.
Yeah. So when you are okay with what you've been through and you open your mouth and you share it, it no longer holds you down.
It takes away the power of people, especially, and keep people from being able to use it against you as well.
Yeah.
So like, I'm real open with it. Hey man, this happened to me. I spent time in prison. So now I know that person can't find that out and use it against me.
Yeah.
I done already told you.
Facts.
I put it out there.
Facts.
That's good.
So there's nothing they can say about you, man. So when we see that we're not alone, right? And that's why so many people also get into trouble and get into things that they could have avoided, is because they feel like they have nobody to talk to.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, when I have conversations with people, when I'm doing trainings and workshops and speaking, I create an environment that's safe.
That's good.
I create a safe environment where you like share the thing that you're afraid that people might find out about you, the thing that you want to hide. I create an environment where people share it openly.
And let me guess, and I don't even know if this is true or not, but I'm guessing the only way that you can really do that is to lead by example. So you have to probably be the first one to open up and show them it's safe to be vulnerable.
100%. And also you have to have the presence and the aura
of love, right?
Of love.
Yeah.
Because people feel who we are before we ever say a word.
That's so true. Yeah.
So, I guess it's just the aura that I give off, right? It's like, hey, it's all love. It's all here. There's no judgment at all. We just going to grow and get better. And I definitely lead with vulnerability and transparency. And I give people that feel like they have no voice a voice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You get the opportunity to share. And as we all share, now you see that you're not alone.
That'll change a person's life.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, what's number 2?
Number 2 is it helps other people believe again. So here's the thing, man. There's so much darkness in the world today. Like, you turn on the news, you go on social media, you see people fighting and arguing and death, destruction, and all types of drama, right?
Yeah.
So people have lost faith in God. They've lost faith in themselves. They've just lost faith.
Yeah.
So when we share what God has done for us, when we share where God has brought us from, that gives them permission to believe again.
That's good. They can have hope again.
Yeah. So that's why I am so big on like just really speaking and sharing and getting people to share, because, man, imagine what the world can be like if more people hear about Christ.
Yeah.
If more people see the testimonies that are happening today. And I'm very passionate about this, right? And when I say this, I'm not taking a dig or a shot at pastors or churches or anything, but I just noticed a pattern. And that pattern is every Sunday, preachers get in the pulpit and talk about what God did in the past. But we always say that he's a living God.
Yeah, so what's he doing now?
What is he doing today?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know Moses parted the Red Sea.
Yeah,
I know David slayed Goliath. I know these things. But what has he done in your life today?
Yeah, that's good.
Because I can see you. And if you tell me, hey, man, I used to, struggle with infidelity, but God brought me out of that. And now I'm faithful.
People will find more hope in that than hearing about Moses parting the Red Sea.
Exactly.
Like, show me a miracle that's happened now so I can have more faith. A lot of times people can start to roll their eyes. Okay, man, I read that in the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not true. We're not coming at it at all. But modern day miracles happen.
Every day.
And why not share that and give people real hope? That's good.
Every day.
I love that.
People are getting healed from cancer, from diabetes, from high blood pressure every single day.
Yeah.
So when we share our testimony, people get to see a real life example of what God is doing.
That's good.
And that allows them to believe again. It increases their faith. And the word says that faith makes all things work.
That's good.
Faith makes all things work. So that's the second thing. The third thing is it gives meaning to your pain. It gives meaning to your pain. So I think back to the experiences that I've had in life, digging through trash cans, feeling like I'm worthless. I never had a birthday party until I was like 22. And that party came in St. Louis, where my wife is from, because her family threw it for me.
Yeah.
But
I bet it was uncomfortable, wasn't it?
yeah, I didn't know how to receive it.
Yeah.
I was grateful, but it felt weird for me because all I knew was just like it didn't matter.
Yeah.
So I went a majority of my life feeling like I had no value, feeling like I didn't matter, like I was useless. And I carried that trash everywhere that I went. So I realized that God chose me as the man, as the person, as the vehicle to connect with people out in the world who are carrying their trash to their business, to their jobs, in their marriage, in parenthood, and help them sort through the trash, eliminate the trash so they can find their value.
Yeah.
I'm an expert at finding value in things that people think are useless.
That's so good.
But I wouldn't have that ability, that gift, that skill if I didn't go through the fire. I wouldn't have that ability if I didn't say, God, turn this into something that I can use for your glory.
Yeah. And it takes
Use me,
man.
God.
And it just makes you realize that, like, hey, and now I'm thankful that I went through those things because now look what I got out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that pain becomes the power. And when you speak and when you share your testimony and when you're going to these different places, you have a presence that can't be faked.
Yeah.
The conviction that you share from it, people feel it. And that's what makes you more impactful.
Yeah. The authenticity.
Authenticity, man, that's power.
That's good. Was that 3?
Yep, that was number 3.
What's 4? I forgot how good these are.
Number 4 is it makes your faith stronger. So here's the thing about life. God plays the game of expansion, meaning everything that he creates it to grow. Now, in order to grow, you must experience challenges.
Yep.
So when you remember what God has already done for you, the next time you encounter a challenge on your growth journey, it makes going through that much easier.
Man, can I piggyback on that real quick? So I went to counseling on Monday. First of all, I'm a big advocate for counseling, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I think that everyone needs to find someone to speak to. A lot of the boys in our program, race is whatever, young black men, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of these kids, they have this feeling of like, oh no, like that's weak or it's soft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a culture thing or whatever, they just be tough type thing. And I'm like, hey man, no, like, you need to find someone to speak to about this stuff. But anyway, so I was at counseling on Monday and my counselor, we're talking about like, obviously God gives us trials to grow us, right?
Yeah.
And that's how we grow through it. So it's just funny that you brought that up because we're doing, everything's great. Then we hit a wall and we grow through it. And then we start to, then we go and everything's going good and we hit another wall. Yeah. But we can remember through, okay, I'm hitting the wall, but I know that something good is going to come from this.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's kind of what you're saying right
100%, man. You got it. All things work together for the good of those that love God.
Yeah.
And the scripture says all things, not just the things that we want to work, but all of them.
Yeah.
So I have to know on the other side of this is something better than what I have now. So I have to be willing to continue to press forward through this challenge, through this obstacle, with the expectation that what's on the other side of this is going to blow my mind.
And that's so good. And my problem that I would do is when when I would hit the problem, I would fall back to my default of smoking and drinking.
Yeah.
Because that's what I would do when life got hard, right?
Yeah.
But now that's what he's telling me. No, we got to continue. We hit this problem. We got to continue through it. And now that you know that something's going to be better on the back end, you'll be able to stay consistent through it.
Yeah, definitely. And what I found is those problems, how long we stay in a problem kind of depends on our attitude while we go through it.
That's good.
Right? Automatic default is to go into the victim. Oh man,
Yeah.
Whatever you train yourself to do, man, I can't do this. It's too difficult. Man, I'm not good enough to do this. Why me? Right? That makes the journey longer. Right? It's like pounding your head against the wall over and over and over. But when you realize that the Bible says that we are more than conquerors, that I can do all things through Christ who gives me the strength to do it,
Yeah.
then I go into it with a different mindset, a different energy.
That's so good.
And that's what shortens the gap. So I always tell people, it's like, changing anything is really not a difficult process. Getting yourself ready to make the change is what really takes the longest.
Yeah.
So look for the lesson as you go through the challenge. Look for what it's trying to teach you. The faster you learn the lesson, the faster the challenge goes away on to the next level.
Because that's the point of the challenge, is for you to learn something and to grow through it.
Yep.
So that's so good.
Yep.
All right. What we on number 5?
Number 5, last one, is that when we share our testimony, it creates a ripple effect of more testimonies in the world. Meaning,
These are so good, bro. That's so good.
yeah. So I'll use you for a second. You have created a podcast. You have, a mentoring program where you are making a difference in these kids' lives, right? You're sharing your testimony. You're reaching millions of people with the things that you're doing. And people are going to hear your story, what you've been through, see your success and what you've created. And that's going to give them hope that they can go out and do the same thing. And then they're going to go do it.
Yeah, it's good.
And then they're going to share their testimony with somebody else that's going to see them the way that they see you.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then it's going to create a ripple effect. And now, because you were obedient, you shared your story, right? You share what God has done for you. You have been the example of what's possible for those that never had it.
Yeah.
Now it just spreads like wildfire.
That's so good. And like when I'm willing to open up about, because it's funny, a lot of times I'll say something. I'm cool with being vulnerable and transparent, right? I'll say something. And you know what happens a lot of times?
What's that?
The group that I'm in, people be like, you know what? Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. But it's not something that would have ever came up if I wasn't willing to be vulnerable and transparent in the situation, you know?
Yep.
But now maybe those 3 in the next setting they're in, because I shared my testimony, can realize, man, Sean did it and it wasn't bad. Then they can start sharing their testimony to other people and it just spreads. That's the ripple effect.
That's it. That's how it works, man.
That's great.
So, dude, ever since I started, just really sharing my insights, because I would make videos in the past. I did it while I was still doing the fitness thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it at the level that I do now. But ever since I started doing this, man, I grew over 250,000 followers between YouTube and TikTok within 6 months.
Yeah.
My videos get hundreds of thousands of views every single week.
That's so cool.
And mostly all of them, I'm talking about God. I'm talking about Jesus. I'm talking about the word. I'm talking about my testimony. So all of these people are getting the message. All of these people that I will probably never meet in my life.
Yeah.
But only because I had the willingness to be obedient and do what God has called me to do.
That's so good.
And for those of you listening, you have to be obedient. You are never too dirty for God to cleanse you. You have never strayed too far away for God to accept you back. All you got to do is ask him for forgiveness.
That's good.
Your story matters. Your life matters. And all you have to do is be willing to overcome the thing that you've battled with, that you struggle with, so that you can then reach back and help other people rise.
Man, that's so good.
And when you do that, God will bless you more than your mind could ever imagine.
That's so good, because God wants to bless you.
Yes.
And the crazy thing is people don't even understand the level, a little bit of obedience, what little obedience will do.
Yeah.
Man, I see it in my life all the time. When I know God's telling me to cut something out and I do it, he's almost instantaneous in showing me his love and blessings. You know what I mean? It's so true. I mean, I'm not saying it's easy to cut the stuff out.
Yeah.
But I know it's going to be worth it because I know what's on the other end of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you let our listeners know how they can find you on social media and YouTube and all your different stuff?
Yeah. So on Instagram, you can, I think my tag is the architect of transformation. On YouTube, it's the limitless entrepreneur, or you can just Google me, Will Clewis, and like you can probably find all of that stuff there.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's an easy way to do it.
Yeah.
Man, that's so good, bro. So what's next? Like, what are your plans coming up? Like, what do you see next for Will?
Oh man, what's next is I'm going to continue to spread the word. It's funny, when I was speaking at this this conference this past weekend, this guy, man, he just brought the fire, and he said that the purpose of our business is to spread the gospel until all people have heard it.
Yeah.
So we use the business to accomplish God's business, which is to ensure that all people hear about Jesus, about the word. So what's next for me is just to continue to be that vehicle of light in the world. The continue to lean in what I feel God has called me to do, and wherever that takes me, I'm willing to go.
Yeah, and I mean, you'll speak at businesses, churches, schools, whatever, right?
Absolutely.
And they can find you on all the, and I mean, you do your coaching stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you do it all. Like, so all that information, if they look up they can find you.
Yeah, if they want to find out about the business stuff, that's primarily like, you just have to send me a DM for that.
Yeah, and just that's good.
Yeah, you can send me a message on Instagram if you want to inquire about any of the business stuff that I got going on, which is I help sales teams scale to 1 million plus a month. So it doesn't matter if you have a sales team, you're doing below 1 million, I have the processes to get you to 1 million plus a month. If you're interested in that, just send me a DM on IG. We can have a conversation and see if it's a good fit.
That's so good, man. Thank you for doing this again.
Yeah, my pleasure, man.
I'm sorry about that. Sorry about the little technical difficulty. I feel like the devil is trying to keep you from getting this out. And once I heard it again, I know for a fact that that's what it was.
Yeah.
It ain't my technical skills. It's the devil is trying to mess with us.
Hey, the devil's defeated.
Yeah, we got him. Hey, but man, anybody listening, remember that you're loved and you're forgiven and there's nothing you can do about it. Peace.
Peace.